Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is April 29th, 2022. My name is Roz and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada with my husband and my two kids who are 12 and 10. Today for you, I have what am I wearing, finished objects, works in progress, stash, next on my needles, and some chatter. Let's get started. What am I wearing? Today I am wearing one of my favorite sweaters. I made this sweater in 2020 and I made it as a ski sweater. So I made the collar a little snugger and taller because then you get this nice, it's up a little higher, keeps your neck nice and warm. This is the Throw Over by Andrea Murray. And I made this out of just some stash yarn that I had at the time, just on like the whim of the moment. So the black is an Elan.com superwash. Elan.com used to be a website in Vancouver that just had lots of I don't want to say discount yarns, but they sold them in bulk, so they were cheaper. Just your kind of standard yarns, nothing super fancy about them, but good workhorse yarns. So that's the black. I still have some, I think, because I bought, 20 balls of the worsted. And then the colors are some Cascade 220, just some bits that I had laying around. Anyway, it's not my normal color palette, but I love this sweater and I wear it a lot. The sleeves are the perfect length. It comes down past my waist. I'm not going to stand up because it's super awkward, but it comes down and covers, like when you bend over, it covers that little gap between your pants and your undershirt. So yes, it is amazing. I am really, really happy with this sweater, and I meant it just as okay, this is gonna be a super warm ski sweater, but I do wear it all the time. So there you go, that is what I'm wearing, and we'll move on to finished objects. For finished objects today, I have another baby hat. This is the one that I started a couple weeks ago, and this is the newborn size, but I did it in worsted instead of Aran. So it's more, I guess, closer to the preemie size. I don't know. Anyway, it's tiny, it's cute. This is the Roar hat, or what's it called? Roar, a dinosaur hat, by Kate Oates, and it's in her Top Toppers collection, and it's just so adorable. This yarn is Ginger Snap That in her gummy bears, leftovers from her gummy bear set. So this is the purple and the pink, but there was orange and yellow and blue and green. So yeah, it's so cute. So when they're wearing it, it's like this with little spikes sticking up. Oh my gosh, it's just too much. So that's going in the gift bin. This one probably will go to my coworker. So that would be super cute. And I have another finished object, something that I have been working on for a long time, and I just buckled down and finished it this week. Are you guessing? Are you guessing what it is? They're still wet because I washed them yesterday in order to block them. Well, to clean them, I don't know. Make them look nice for the podcast, but they're still wet. These are the teacher fingerless mitts that I made for Cooper's teachers for the end of the year gifts. So there's the pencil and the paper. It has the little red stripe at the beginning and the lines of the paper. I am very happy with these, how they turned out. So how they will look together will be the pencil and the paper. So yes, I'm very happy with these. Like I said, they're still wet, so I don't want to handle them too much. I gotta lay them out. but I will give you the details. I'm gonna put these over here and spread them out on another chair so that they dry a bit, and try to dry off my pants because they're still wet. Okay, the details of these. The pattern is the Dream Fingerless Mitts by Marsha Healy. She's an amazing designer. You should check out her stuff. She doesn't have that many things, but she has an amazing sense of design, and she's a friend of mine. So there's that. And the yarn is from the Yarn Enabler, and that's her stationery set. So she does just pencil ones, I think. And then there's the stationery set, which is like half a skein of pencil, half a skein of paper. And I got 2 of them. So I thought this is perfect for Cooper's teachers. I hope that they enjoy them. More teacher gifts to come, but that was, you know, fingering weight was maybe not the best choice for teacher gifts. It's all good. It's all good. I did enjoy making them, and I know that like if I had made socks out of those, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed them as much as they're going to enjoy wearing those wristers. So I do have a few leftovers of that yarn, and that will bring us into whips. My first whip is a gnome. I know it looks kind of silly right now, but one of my viewers said that they made a pencil gnome, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best idea ever. I know I said all my gnomes were going to be coordinating this year. This is going to be a special gnome that lives on the desk, maybe in my office, maybe upstairs, I don't know, but this is going to be an all year round gnome, not just a Christmas gnome. So far I've done the pencil tip, and then you can see there's just a bit of gray and then the pink for the eraser. Now when this is all like poofed out, you're going to see it a bit more, I think. And I've just started the paper part for the body. I don't have any of the red stripe left, which is fine. I think that just the blue stripe, if I flip this up, you can see, like, because it starts on the inside there, but you can see that it'll be paper. So, but it's got a ways for the body still. I decided to make the biggest one. I should probably tell you what this is. So this is the same yarn from the Teacher's Mitts. This is the Yarn Enabler in her stationery set. The leftovers that I have, and I have quite a bit of the paper left over. I have this plus another ball bigger than this, so and then I have bits and bobs of the rest of it, which is totally fine. It's just going to go in my extras bag for when I need something. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the pattern. Just lost my train of thought there. The pattern is Never Not Gnoming by Sarah Shira. I hope I'm saying that right. She is one half of the Imagine Landscapes podcast, and she does design under the name Imagine Landscapes. And she has a ton of gnomes. I think there's a mystery gnome going on right now, like a new pattern that she has. Yeah, so these are just, they're so fun. This is the only one pattern that I have from her, but all of her gnomes are so much fun, and there's like her directions are so clear. She has like little tutorials on YouTube about how to do certain things, how to pick up stitches, how to close them up, like just everything you could want to know about making a gnome. Go check out her YouTube channel. So, and then her and her sister record an audio podcast, and then once a month they do a live on YouTube as well. So they are also Canadian, so, you know, check out more Canadians. Yes, so there's my pencil gnome. Oh, I have to finish this today and tomorrow, so this is what I will be working on while knitting later today. It's my day off today. I'm sure I'll get into that more in the chatter segment. Let's move on to, I have like a pile. It's not just like a few things, there are so many things. Cast on, I cast on so many things, and then I'd like finish one thing and I cast on another, and I'm like, what about these 10 other things I have? There's not 10, but there could be. Let's talk about my Hinterland. So I made a bit of progress on this, a few rows, not a ton of progress on this one, but it is still looking good, and I'm still loving it. So this is the Hinterland by Jennifer Steinglass. So this is a fingering weight sweater. She does a lot of worsted weight and DK weight sweaters too in this same kind of color work yoke. So many cool patterns. And the yarn that I chose for this one, the purple is, well, they're both Cascade 220 fingering. This is Deep Plum and this is Buff. I always get it wrong. No, it's correct. It is Buff. I got it right this time. Yeah, so I made a couple more rows on that one. You know, maybe I'll get some dedicated knitting time this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Today's my day off, so it's the day of all the errands get run, so then we don't have to do them on the weekend and we can have some family time. So that will be good. And yeah, still loving it. It's a long-term project, like I've said before. Okay, so there's that one. What's next? Taylor's Harry Potter sweater, I have not touched at all. I'm making her a Mrs. Weasley sweater with the letter T on it. It's for her birthday, which is not till November, so I have time. But yeah, I've just not been inspired to knit it. And if I just like sat down and did it, I'd be done in a week, I'm sure, because it's small. But anyway, that's that. The other one that I have not touched at all is my Petal Party top. I can show you because it's such a pretty yarn. But I was all gung-ho on it, and then I have not touched it since last podcast. So there it is. This is the Petal Party crop by Samantha Gurin. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get it right one of these days. It has some texture on this. This is the top. This is the back actually. So I guess if I do it like this, there's some texture on the sleeves and a lace panel. Yeah, and this beautiful yarn is Color Adventure Cashmere in the Winter Bloom colorway. So yeah, I had 2 balls of it, so that should be plenty to make this top. And yeah, we will see how that turns out, but I'm very excited. Oh, and there's just extra bits of yarn going everywhere. Lovely. Oh well. All right, what is next? Next, we're gonna talk about my socks. So last weekend, we watched quite a few movies and things and had a lot of sitting around time. And I got the heel on my socks done. It just looks like a hat. It is a heel. There we go. That's a better view. So this pattern that I'm using is the Even Heel Socks by Nikki Knits. And I've never done this one before, but yeah, so far so good. It was different than I had done before. I've done short row heels before, but this one is slightly different, and I could see this one's fairly straightforward, and I could totally see being able to memorize this one pretty easily after a few pairs and just be able to do it. And that's what I like about a heel in a sock, is that I don't want to have to look at my pattern. I just want to know how to do it, and it's very intuitive. So, oh my goodness. I don't know what I've done here, but I'm very tangled. This yarn is the Regia Perfect. So it makes 2 identical socks if you started at the same point, which it's very hard not to do. So, and so the cuff is this one pattern with the purple and the dark blue on the teal, and then you can see like there's this one stripe, and then you can see that the dark blue is the heel, and pretty soon, I don't know when, because the ball's, it's like way hidden in the ball, so now I'm just back to like knitting in the round, and then you will get the pattern of the teal and purple doing some patterning on the foot, and then there's a whole whack of yarn for the toe in case you have really long feet. And then once you finish that, you cut it, and then there's like a yellow leader section that you cut off, and then you start again at the cuff, and that gives you matching socks. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this will be, I'm sure I will work on this weekend, because I'm sure there's more movies in our future. I should talk about that in chatter. the chatter section. So what else do I got? I got a Hinterland sweater. I'm looking at my notes, which are down below, again, as usual. Let's talk about this one. So, I showed you last time the baby sweater that I had started, and I ripped it back, and I've started again. It was too much. I was gonna do the placket on the shoulder, so there was a little button to be able to do it up, and you know what? I just can't wrap my mind around it. I don't know what I did. It was all backwards and wrong, and so I just ripped it all out and I started again. Just a regular neck. It's pretty big, so I don't think it'll have trouble going over a baby's head. And I did a German twisted cast on, nice and loose, so it's pretty stretchy. Like I can really stretch it out. So anyway, so I've started that again. This is the Flax Light, and I am doing the second size. So not the smallest, but the second smallest. Yeah, so it'll be good. It'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know who this is for. I just got inspired to knit a baby sweater. The yarn that I'm using is super special though. It is Gauge Dye Works, and this is a special skein of yarn that she dyed for sweaters, for kids' sweaters. I guess you could use it for an auto sweater, but you would need more of the main color. So you can see I've wound it up again because I ripped it all out, but there is a dark green, and then the yellow and orange and a kind of pinky color, purple, and then it goes into this blue, and the blue is the main body of the sweater. So you knit the sweater, and then in the very center there is some of that dark green again, so you can do the cuffs in that if you wish. So there we go. And that is the, what is it called? White Light and Deep Blue. So that is that. That is that sweater. What else am I working on? I started another hat, which will be a teacher gift. It's not very exciting so far. It's just some 2x2 ribbing. Here we go. I'm sure I've explained this like many times, but I'll just keep doing it in case you haven't heard previous shows. So Cooper is in a community learning, and that he has 4 teachers. Because he's in the French program, he has 2 main teachers. There are 2 teachers that teach the French program, and then 2 teachers that teach the English program in their learning community. So, but he does have some interaction with his other teachers. So I thought that instead of just gifts for the 2 main French teachers, I would knit up some hats for the other teachers. Yeah, so this is going to be a hat called In Transit by Allison O'Mahony, I think. I don't know. I'll put it up here and I will link it down below in the details of this video, like I always do. And if I miss anything, please do message me or comment and I will absolutely post a link. So far it's just some 2x2 ribbing, but it makes for good work knitting at this point, because I knit during meetings when I'm not actually doing anything and just listening. Because I work from home and no one ever turns their video on, so it's basically just an audio call, so I can knit away. Yeah, so that is that. And the yarn, you probably want to know what it is. This is Knit Picks Mighty Stitch, and these are some leftovers from my driftwood sweater. So I have silver. Everything's so far away. I have silver and more of my hair, and I have mulberry. And I also found some fairy tale and some orange. So I'm started with the mulberry, but I have some other leftovers that I may add into another hat. We'll see what kind of color blocking and stuff I'm going to do. So I'm going to do two hats for those teachers. And I think that is all my works in progress. Feeling very scattered today, guys. I'm on a time limit, so it's like get it done. Moving on to next on my needles. So very quickly, I have one more teacher gift planned. My daughter's teacher, she's had her for 2 years now. I did knit her a very nice cowl last year. You can go back and see that in my old shows or check it out on my Ravelry project page. And yeah, so this year Taylor asked if we could knit her a hat. But that's not really enough for a teacher that is their sole teacher for the entire year, I don't feel like. So she picked out some very nice green yarn. It is sweet fiber in the temperate colorway, and it's a DK weight, so I'll do a hat and a cowl, I think. And I have some other colors that I might have to mix in some striping for the cowl, or maybe both, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, but I have some gray and some like beige kind of color, like a very light tan or something. I don't know. I'll play with the colors and see what I come up with, but I've got some options on that. And yeah, so I'm gonna make her like a hat cowl set. And I'm gonna make Gather by Tin Can Knits. So that is upcoming. Probably wind up yarn this weekend. So more fun times. Let's move on to stash. All right, for stash this week, I have my Fireweed Fiber Co. yarn subscription, mystery, I don't know, anyway. There's April, because I get them shipped in 3 months because it's cheaper to ship. And May and June. So these ones will have to wait until their appropriate time, but here we are, we have April. Okay. I'm not gonna look. So I get the sock sets. So it's a full skein and a mini skein. Okay, I'm closing my eyes. Ooh. Hold up her logo. So this, the sets that I get are on the Sweet Pea sock. So it is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. The full skein is a 100-gram skein, which is 365 meters, and then the mini is a 20-gram mini. So, wow. Oh, I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but we have some windows open because it's a nice spring day and the magpies are going nuts outside. Hopefully you're not hearing that because you're only hearing my voice because I have my earbuds in today. Oh, Erin, this yarn is beautiful. Look at the depth. You can't, it's so hard for you guys to see, but like there's dark and light and just that hint of gold. There is more gold like underneath here. Oh, that is pretty. So there we go. This is my April, and it's called Yolan True. Let's move on to chatter. For chatter today, I don't have that much to chat about. I have been listening to quite a few audiobooks and reading quite a few books, so I'm going to go over them pretty quickly. I've got completely sucked down the Julia Quinn rabbit hole. So she's the one that wrote the Bridgerton books that the Bridgerton TV series is based off of. So I've read pretty much all of them now. I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. So this week, or the last couple weeks, I listened to Mr. Cavendish, I presume, and The Lost Duke of Wyndham. They're kind of they're not a series, but they involve the same characters, sort of, kind of the story told from two different kind of points of view, but the same kind of thing, but yeah, you get different insights. Anyway, 2 books, very good. And the other one that I listened to was 4 Weddings and a Sixpence. And that was a collaboration she did, and I don't remember the other authors, but I think there are 3 other authors. And so it's about 4 friends that are at the age where they're ready to get married and about their love stories and how it all works out. So also a very good book. I just started yesterday a book that came in from the library called The Inheritance Games, and that was recommended to me by a friend. This is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm only a couple chapters in. No, wait, I'm like 15 chapters in. They're short chapters, but I'm only a part of the way through. So like maybe a third of the way through so far. Very good. Enjoying it a lot. So that is a good one. And I have been reading in a physical book form of my Kobo. I'm still reading The Lost World by Michael Crichton. And I've started another book called Daughter of the Red Dawn, and that is by Alicia Michaels. That's kind of my like read a couple pages and fall asleep in the evening book, because that's what I do to go to bed. So I need a book that I'm interested in reading, but I'm not so sucked in that I can't put it down. So when I read The Lost World at bedtime, then I stay up till 1 in the morning reading because I just cannot put it down. Whereas The Daughter of the Red Dawn is interesting, but it's not, you know, it's not at the point yet where I'm gonna stay up super late. Last weekend, my sister visited and we went rock climbing and did some laser tag. And we had some good Indian food, and so it was very nice to see her. We haven't seen her in a while, and just get all of her updates in life. And she loves hanging out with my kids, so that's also super awesome. And yeah, we had a fun time. I will put some clips in at the end. She's an avid rock climber, but she decided to race my kids up an auto belay, and I will put those videos in because they're hilarious. Anyway, it was a very nice time. Always too short when family comes to visit, at least family that you like, right? What else? What else happened that same weekend? So last weekend, Taylor had her audition for the general play that they do for Christmas at the Actors Studio. So it's mostly adults, and then of course there's a few kid roles, as in most kind of Christmassy plays. Unfortunately, she did not get the part, but she did have a great time at the audition. They did it in kind of like a group setting, small group setting, so they had like 10 of them. They practiced a couple times with the whole group, and then they did the individual auditions, so that, because this is a lot of those kids, it's their first time doing any sort of audition, so they really wanted to make them feel comfortable, which I super appreciate. So yeah, she had a good time, and she's still in her Wizard of Oz play, and I'm sure she'll do some stuff over the summer and whatnot, but those are classes where you get a part, some sort of part in the play no matter what, whereas these are like actual productions. So we'll keep working on that, and but yeah, that was super fun. And yeah, I've been outside walking a ton and forgetting to take videos. I've gotten some. It's been really nice. We did have one day of like just completely dreary, drizzly rain kind of just sucked in. But for the most part, it's been pretty sunny, pretty nice, which is lovely for walking outside. I keep looking outside because it's right there. Yeah, I'm about to leave to go for a walk with my friend. So I'm going to sign off there and leave you guys with clips of videos from my past couple weeks. And we'll see you next time. Bye. I'm going.
Nice. Oh shoot. Yeah, that's it. Nice. There's one more foothold. Can you see it? No. Over here. That's it.
No,
You can use this one because you're
you're short.
There you go. That's it.
Come on, Taylor, you can catch her. Oh, so close, Taylor. Go. Oh, Allie's taking the tricky way. What have you done?